The Radio Memories Network is brought to you in part by Liberated Syndication. Podcast publishing made easy. Libsyn.com. That's Libsyn.com.
You were trapped in the native quarter of Mozambique. 2 dead men at your feet, the police closing in on you. And beside you, a sultry girl who offers you escape.
Escape, produced and directed by William N. Robeson, and carefully contrived to free you from the 4 walls of today for a half hour of high adventure.
Tonight we escape to Portuguese East Africa, to the fetid alleys and dangerous rooftops of Mozambique, in the highly incredible yet somehow thoroughly plausible adventure by Percival Gibbon, entitled The Second Class Passenger.
That's me, Ronald A. Dawson, second-class passenger. Oh, I could have afforded first class by pinching a little here and there, but nobody back at Rolson's department store in Cedar Rapids will ever know. The important thing is they're saying Ronald Dawson in drapery is taking a cruise around the world. And then there's really very little difference in the accommodations. And the second-class passengers are every bit as interesting as the first-class crowd. Take Miss Patterson, for instance. You'd look far to find a more charming, likable, altogether desirable young lady. Just the life of the party. We'd gotten to be quite good friends by the time our cruise put in at Mozambique. Although the competition was always stiff, I can tell you. There were times I wish those other two, Jones and Twitchell, had missed the boat somewhere along the line.
Well, we've still a good couple of hours before we sail.
How about a ride in one of these native carriages, Miss Patterson?
Oh, dear, do you think they'd be clean?
Personally, I doubt it.
Although I don't know as I should care too much now. That Wuzo made me so woozy.
Great stuff, Uzo. It would take a Greek to think up a drink like that.
Or to drink it.
American gentlemen like to buy pictures?
No.
Very interesting pictures. Take a look.
Oh? No. Go away.
You know, we might do the fort, though. The guidebook says it's the main point of interest. Now, let's see. Built by the Portuguese in 1600.
Oh, dear, never mind the statistics. I dare say the fort would be as dreary as the rest of the place.
Oh, yes. Mozambique's not at all like what you'd imagine Mozambique to be like.
No.
Well, it's a one-horse town, all right. Main street and a couple of alleys.
Oh, and it's so dirty. You know, you'd think they'd do something about it in this day and age.
I'd like to buy
the
fine knife.
No.
Field Point. Look, all fine work. Him belong to big Tanganyika chief.
I said no.
Dear.
Maybe someday wanna need fine sharp knife.
No. Now, get out. What did I need a knife for?
To protect yourself from the savage natives, old man.
All you'd have to do is call a policeman. He isn't doing anything else. You see him? Look at him out in the center of the street directing traffic like he was at the corner of State and Madison.
Then the traffic consists of 2 donkeys and an ox cart.
Yeah.
It will be a relief to get back on board ship and have a nice hot bath.
Yes, and real American food instead of that greasy fried octopus we had for lunch at that Greek place.
Oh, my, weren't they awful?
That's part of the broadening experience of travel.
Yes, I suppose so. Like that cute idol that I bought. I can't wait to show that to the girls at the bank. You know, oh, dear, Miss Dawson.
Yes, Miss Patterson?
Where's my idol?
Why, I thought Jones had it, or Twitchell.
Oh, not me, old man.
Well, you insisted on carrying it for Miss Patterson, don't you remember?
Oh, dear, I must have left it back at the Greek restaurant. I'm so sorry.
Oh, I did so want that idol. Don't you think you could go back for it, Mr. Dawson?
Well, yes, of course. But I wonder if I'll have time before the boat sails.
Oh, I'm sure you will if you hurry.
Certainly, old man. You got more than an hour yet.
You're sure?
Oh, yes. The steward told me.
Then I'll go at once.
Oh, that's kind of you, my dear Mr. Dawson. Now, mind you don't miss the boat.
Well, I'll try not to. Why, chances are I'll catch up with you before you've reached the landing stage.
Fine. We'll wait for you till the very last minute.
I could have throttled that supercilious Jones insisting I had time. I knew there was time, but I had no desire to run off after a heavy bronze curio and leave Jones and Twitchell alone with Miss Patterson. She was too nice a person, and, they were such dreadful bores. Yes, and I suspected them of being phonies, too. But there was no helping it now, so I made my way back up the main street toward Lazarus Restaurant, where we'd had our indigestible Greek lunch. Somehow, this main street of Mozambique looked different now in the quick African twilight. The little saloons and the sidewalks were filling with men of every nationality and color. Many of them wore knives thrust through the belts of their thin white suits. Knives that looked as sharp as the glances they threw at me. I must confess, I felt a little strange and unwanted. Then, lounging toward me in the crowd, I saw a large woman, clad in a sort of burnous, but her brown face unveiled. She had very wide lips, and they were painted scarlet. And from the corner of her mouth, she dangled a cigarette. Her eyes were heavily mascaraed, and when she looked down at me, terror seized me. I was afraid she would speak to me. I didn't know what I should do or say, but she didn't. Instead, she laughed. And the way the loiterers responded, I was convinced that they were laughing with her at me. I must say I was relieved to reach the entrance of Lazarus Restaurant.
Good evening, sir. A little dinner for the gentlemen?
No, thank you. As a matter of fact, I just lunched here today. Very good. Excellent meal.
Thank you, sir.
I left a curio here, probably under the table. Have you found it?
A curio?
Yes, some sort of a brass god. It was wrapped in newspaper.
Oh, yes. We got him right here for you.
Oh, that's good. That's fine. I'm in a hurry to get back to the boat.
Yes, you better hurry. Pretty soon she rains.
Rain? Why, there's not a cloud in the sky.
You see, every night she rains in Mozambique.
Well, you ought to know, but I still doubt it. Oh, here. Buy yourself a cigar.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. You hurry quick before she rains.
Don't worry about me. I'm not made of sugar, you know. In just the few moments I'd been inside the restaurant, night had fallen. That sudden nightfall of the tropics. I looked overhead and clearly saw the stars. Thinking what a bad weather forecaster the Greek was, I tucked Miss Patterson's silly bronze idol under my arm and started off for the waterfront. I hadn't gone 200 yards when a large, warm drop of rain splattered on the back of my neck. Then 2 more on my hat. And before I could take cover under an arch, it was raining like Iowa in April. It didn't look like it would let up soon, and I wondered if there might not be a shorter way to the waterfront than the long walk down the main street and then the long way to the left along the docks. Surely one of these alleys that turned off to the left would lead me directly to the harbor and the landing stage. So I left the protection of the archway and turned into the alley at my left. 4 steps from the main street, and I was engulfed in darkness, wading through filth and mud over my ankles. But I was certain that I was on the right track, so I walked on and went straight into a blank wall. I turned to retrace my steps, but I could see no lights anywhere. I felt along the wall until it gave into another alley, followed it to another blank wall, and thence into another one. And now I knew I was lost. And now it began to rain in earnest. It pelted, it stamped, it whipped, it stung, it flashed. In a moment I was drenched to the skin. If it was dark before, it was now black as a tomb. I struggled onward because it was too terrible to stand still and feel myself being beaten to the earth by the sheer weight of the rain. I don't know how far I walked through those foul and fetid passageways, nor for how long. But at last, feeling my way around the corner, I saw a slit of light, a horizontal flicker beckoning beneath the door, and I heard voices. I lifted the bronze idol and rapped on the door with it, and the voices stopped.
This is the legend of a man and a horse and how they met.
What do you
The
want?
story of the Lone Ranger.
I've lost my way.
and his great horse,
I'm wet
Silver.
through, and I don't know where I am. Please let me in. Please, let me in.
The Lone
Of
Ranger
course you may
and
come in.
Tonto were trailing the
You
worst
aren't
outlaw in the
exactly who we
West.
expected,
His
but
name was Butch
come in.
Cavendish.
Come
They
in.
followed his trail for many weeks until finally
I
they
walked
noticed
into
that
a
the
room that was
footprints of the
unfurnished,
outlaw's
save for a
horse were
littered
fresh.
table and some chairs and a gaudy picture of the Virgin hung on the wall.
Can't be far ahead.
On each side of it was a sconce, in which a slovenly camper guarded. A
No.
woman was perched on the corner of the table, a heavy shawl over her head.
Steady there, steady boy.
Under it, a dark face propped in the fork of her hand.
Tonto, he missed me, but he
Glowed
shot my horse.
sullenly.
Get after him.
And her bare white arm was like a menacing
Tonto's horse
hand.
was tired and no match
In
in
a
speed
chair
for the
near her,
animal Cavendish
A
rode.
grossly
The
fat
outlaw
man was
escaped.
huddled, scowling
When
heavily
Tonto
under
returned
thick,
from the
fair
futile
brows,
chase,
while the
he
other
found the
man,
Lone Ranger
he who had
standing
opened the
beside
door,
his dead
stood
horse.
smiling.
A good horse, Tonto.
The woman laughed
Loyal,
softly and
faithful,
pointed to the
brave.
image dangling in my
My
hand.
next horse must be faster.
What is
I wish that...
I beg your pardon?
Tonto,
that
we've heard stories of
parcel
a
you are
wild
carrying?
horse, a fiery white
Oh,
stallion.
it's a curio, an idol of some sort. A friend of mine left it
We'll
to
be on the
resurrect
lookout
it.
for the wild horse while we follow Cavendish.
And you? You're a tourist from the cruise boat.
Yes, that's right. How did you know?
What are you
Tonto's
doing
horse
here so
carried the
late?
Lone Ranger's saddle,
so
his
where?
saddlebags and bridle.
The boat sailed
while the
soon.
masked
I
man
know.
and the Indian
I was
continued
trying
on
to
foot
take a
along the
shortcut to the
outlaw's
landing
trail.
stage. I
When they
got
reached the
lost
top of a hill,
somehow.
Look, Tonto.
I came ashore with
They
some friends
halted
in second
suddenly
class.
and stared at an
I left them to come back and
awe-inspiring
fetch the
sight far
saddle
down in the
and,
valley.
Here I am.
They saw a great white
Give the
stallion
young
in
man
a
a
death
chair,
fight
there,
with a
Tonto.
giant buffalo.
Thank
The
you,
horse
thank you
was
very much.
plunging,
I
rearing,
must go on
charging,
as
and
soon as the
dodging
rain stops.
wildly.
If you can
And the
direct
sun
me
to-
flashed
You'll not
from his
stop for a
coat
while,
as from
yeah?
a coat of polished
You
silver.
may as well wait
They realized that this
Yeah.
was the legendary white
We may
stallion,
be able
the
to
one
provide
ranchers
some
and hunters have talked
entertainment
so
for
much
our
about.
second-class
We must
tourists.
have that horse. I'll try to
As
shoot
soon
the
as
buffalo.
your friends arrive, my dear.
shot. I'll get closer before it's too late.
The police
As he ran
are not
downhill,
my
the Lone Ranger
friend.
watched
You
the
led them
battle.
to us?
The sleek white
Would
stallion
you
was
walk
nimble and
about with
courageous,
your
but his
knife
strength began to
forever?
wane. The buffalo
While I
charged
take
again
all
and
the
again.
risks.
The splendid
Yes.
muscles of the white horse were slower in
months you have
responding,
done
then
what
too
you
slow.
need.
He was caught by the
Uncut.
buffalo's charge. Wet
I
crimson stained his
bought
pure
you
white coat.
freedom for
Another
7
charge.
months.
The white horse saw it coming
With
and he couldn't
smiles
dodge.
and
He
love.
staggered and fell. The monster
Now
drew
you
back
take
and
your
lowered his
turn.
head for the death charge.
One
And
uses a
then
knife, one
two
goes to
shots
prison.
rang out.
1 month, 3 months, 6 months.
The buffalo shuddered
Who
from the
knows?
impact of the masked
could
man's
have
bullets.
talked
For an
with
instant,
the
he stood
prefect of
motionless.
police again.
Then
Again
fell.
and again, and for what? Life is not spending money. One pays for living, my friend, with work. Sometimes with jail. I have paid. Now is your turn.
You could have helped us once more. Only once more and we could have been out of this sewer.
Fully battered
On the
and
coast of
bruised,
Lorenzo
the white
Marx of
stallion
Cape
lay
Town.
quietly
Why didn't you?
as the Lone
Why didn't you help
Ranger
us once
bathed his
more?
wounds.
Yes, why?
Always
During the
you
next
say
several
once
days, the
more,
masked
once
man and
more.
the Indian cared for
Now
the
there is
injured
no
horse.
more.
You are a
Then the
sheep
wounds
pig
were
with the
closed.
files in the butt.
The horse's
I beg
strength
your
had
pardon,
returned.
Well,
There
That's
was
no
once
way to
more
speak to a
fire
lady.
in his
What?
eye, a spring in his step, and his head was lifted proudly.
I'm serious. I don't like to hear such language used to a lady. I must ask you to apologize.
what the devil have you got to do with this?
You just
I
came
wonder
in
if
out
you
of the
took the
rain
saddle.
from the second
Let's
class.
Please, please.
Steady
Don't
there.
fight with him.
Steady, boy.
There's trouble enough already.
But what the devil right has he got to come in here and tell me?
Yesterday you
No, Tonto,
stabbed the
wait. Let
Egyptian.
him go.
What of it?
I'd
Don't
like to have
stab
that
this
horse
one.
more than anything in the world.
You want the
But he
police to
deserves
find
his
you
freedom.
here with the
He fought
corpse?
for it.
A corpse?
What does it matter how the police find us?
His turn to look
We
at
wait
us.
for them because we have no
The
choice.
sun
You put them
reflects
on
from
us.
his white coat.
We should do away with you.
Why do you lie? Even to yourself.
That would be a
Why
name for
must
him.
you hide your own blame behind my skirts?
Look at him.
Great Mother of Heaven, you are neither man nor beast. You are...
Don't go on.
Tonto,
Don't you dare
he's coming
say it.
back. It's just as if he knew what I said.
There. You
Silver.
are just a Salma.
Silver, you
No
beauty.
one says that to me.
Hand me the
Great.
holy
He's got a knife.
As the mighty stallion felt the hold,
No,
you
he
don't.
as if from a chill. Every instinct told him that he must flee at once to preserve his freedom.
Stand back or I'll
Yet
brain
he
you with
stood
this
his
knife.
ground.
You'll do what? You
wasn't
think
right.
I carry only a knife?
It was something strong,
Dog, I waited
some
for
mysterious
you.
bond of friendship and understanding. He heard the man's voice, and he
He
liked it.
forgot.
Silver,
I carry a
Silver.
knife.
we're going to be partners.
Oh. Look what I did to him with this bronze
Now,
idol.
Tonto, the saddle.
Horrible.
No horse
Horrible.
He makes a good
Never
weapon.
was a horse like
Your
this.
idol.
Now, Silver,
It was a
we're going to
grand
work
blow.
together.
The horse was
king's
wild and
blow.
unused to the ways of
You
men and the
cannot
weight of a
help him
saddle
now.
and a rider. But the masked
killed
man
a
was a
man.
kind teacher.
This
He
will
was
kill
gentle
you.
yet firm, and Silver was
You've killed another
intelligent.
with your knife.
The stallion seemed to
Oh,
sense
man.
the desires of the Lone Ranger and did his
Oh, I
best
must
to
get back to the ship.
cooperate. He learned quickly,
You must
and
come with
after
me.
several days of training, he was ready.
To the ship?
Follow me,
Oh,
Tonto.
la la.
I'm
You
going
think I'd be
after
welcome in
Cavendish.
this second class?
Well, I don't know.
We must go see her. The police will be here in a minute.
The police?
Yes.
No hoofs had ever beat the plains like those thundering hoofs of the great horse
It's not raining so
Silver.
hard now.
During the past few days, Cavendish had gotten far away, but the masked man and Tonto trailed him relentlessly with only a minimum of rest. It took days to cut down the outlaw's lead, but at long last, Cavendish came into view.
There he is. Come on, Silver.
The mighty stallion responded with a new burst of speed.
They are all around us, so they won't see us.
Cavendish fired wild shots over his shoulder until his gun was empty. His horse, though powerful and fast, was no match for the charging Silver.
But if you
Here
help
in
him
panic
up, the
filled
other
the
citizens will
outlaw's
not
face.
care.
He heard the
Where?
hoofbeats ever
Hurry.
nearer, and then the
Come on to
masked
my
man
gun.
shout.
I want you, Cavendish.
The masked man's avowed mission was accomplished.
They have found the
The
body.
last of the Cavendish
Now they are
gang was
after us.
captured
That's what we do.
to be tried by law
Thank you
and
for me,
punished
boy.
for his
We
crimes.
must find it. Or
But there were many
We
others
kill.
whose criminal
We kill
plans
along
were
the
to be
wall.
challenged by the
Yes.
Lone Ranger, his faithful
Father.
Indian companion Tonto, and his great horse Silver.
Father, they must be here.
Yes, here it is.
Push it in.
It won't budge. It's bolted from inside.
You must push it in. It's the only way.
Here, hold the side for me.
I have it.
Now. Not yet.
Hit it again.
It's giving.
Once more. Good. My friend, my great, strong friend. Up the stairs now, quickly.
Where are we going now?
To the roof. Wait.
Huh?
The rain has stopped.
Yes. The stars are coming out.
There is your ship out in the harbor.
I must get to it.
Listen. You hear them? We are not safe yet. Over the wall to the next roof. Hurry. Now, over to the next parapet.
Up you go. Are you all right?
Come up quietly.
Yes. What's that down there? A tent?
Yes. People are asleep. You must walk like a rat.
Who are they?
Who knows? If they see us, they will think you have come after the women.
Oh, but we could say...
There would be nothing to say. Shh. Someone's crawling out of the tent.
A man. With a sheet wrapped around him. He's coming this way.
Yes.
Why doesn't he see us?
His eyes are clouded with sleep, perhaps.
If he sees us,
It will be too late.
then he won't. There. And there. Well, that took the fight out of him.
Take this, my little knife. Just a prick, and he is quite safe.
Oh, no, he's still enough now. He won't harm us. I really did him in, didn't I?
It was splendid. With only the bare hands to take an armed man.
Armed? I didn't know he was armed.
Of course. Of that you may always be sure. Look, there in his loincloth.
A dagger. At least 6 inches.
Yes. You are truly magnificent, my friend. You are a man.
You are a woman.
Then?
Wonderful woman.
I was wondering when you would kiss me. When you took offense at what the Russian said to me. I knew you would. But I wondered how soon.
Yes, I suppose I knew too, in a way. At least I thought how much I'd like to... But I wouldn't have had the courage before all this, I suppose.
Courage. Your courage is of the lion. Your strength is of the great bull of Swahili.
Thank you. Thank you. I wonder if we're far from the landing stage now. I mustn't miss my boat, you know.
You want to go back to the second class?
Well, naturally. That's what I was trying to do when I knocked on your door. Goodness, I've missed my dinner as it is.
Missed your dinner? Yes, that is so. But haven't you gained something else?
What?
Me. Look. Look at me. Is it nothing, friend, that you have saved me for yourself?
Yeah, but...
You conquer men as though you were bred on the roofs of Mozambique. You fight like a hero. A rush, a blow, a tumble, and you have them lying at your feet. Are you not glad that it was all for this? For me? Oh, kiss me.
I'd fight. I'd fight for you as long as there was anyone to fight.
You would. I know you would.
You lead on.
Where?
Wherever you will.
Come.
Of course, I don't expect you to believe this. Looking back, I'm still unsure it really happened to me. It's as though I dreamed it. Well, I don't know how many roofs we crossed after that. A dozen, perhaps. Maybe 20. It was mad, I know, but I must have surrendered completely to the wild spirit of the African coast. I didn't seem to see the great ship lying out in the harbor, her lights blinking with the comforts of civilization. All my senses were focused on this slim, breathtaking figure leading me across the rooftops to a shadowy destination in which only one thing was certain. She would be there. I suppose in that moment, armed only with the bloody bronze idol, I was invincible. At last, she led me down a creaking wooden stair that hung precariously on the sheer side of a house. And once more, we were in the mud of a gloomy alley. Even the way she slid her arm along mine and softly grasped my hand filled me with greater power than I had ever known. Hand in hand, we made our way down the alley and out into a little square where a night breeze rustled in the palms and smelled of the sea. And across the way, a dim light showed through a big open door.
The little church of San Sebastian.
Oh.
Onde pensa que você vai?
The police.
After all this?
Não tenta escapar.
O quê? É que você quer comigo?
Eu tenho ordem de prendê-la.
Por quê? Eu não fiz nada.
Veremos. Me acompanhe agora.
Vamos. Vamos, capitão. Devia haver outra maneira de resolver isto.
Esta vez não pega mal. Você está presa.
What's the matter with him? What's he want?
He says he won't let me go.
The devil he won't. What's he want you for?
Oh, my friend. This little policeman, they always arrest me when they get a chance. It is tiresome.
Está bem, deixe de conversar e me acompanhe.
Listen, copper. Scram, see? Take it on the lamb. Take a powder.
Calle-se, do contrário será preso também.
I said scram.
Run! Run before I can get to his feet. No, not that way. Into the church. The sanctuary. My little San Juan, you fear no one. You fight for me, so long as there is anyone to fight.
Yes.
Now, there will always be someone to fight. They will never leave us alone.
Will they follow us in here?
These police might do anything. But I know one door they will not dare follow us through.
What is that?
Come, this way. Here, this door. First, I must wrap my skirts close. Now, come cleanly through the middle. Please do not rub the walls as you come. There. We are safe for a while. They will not follow us through that door.
Why not?
It was the door of the lepers.
The door of the...
It is all right. We didn't touch the portals. See, down the alley are the lights of the waterfront.
Yes. Oh, where do we go now?
We have a little time now to breathe the clean air of the harbor. And then I know a little place where someone is coming. Step back in the shadow until they have passed.
It certainly was something to write home about.
Listen.
What is it?
I wonder what's happened to good old Dawson.
Oh, drenched.
I hope he's found my idol.
The idol. I must return the idol.
No, don't. My friend, this is the greatest danger of all.
Goodbye.
Don't go. Magnificent one. Don't go.
I must. Goodbye. Hello there.
Here's Mr. Dawson.
Got here before you, it appears.
Yes. Did you find the idol?
Yes, but for a moment there, I was afraid I should miss the boat.
Oh, I say, old man, you're a bit disheveled.
Yes, I got caught in the rain.
And my idol. Oh, Mr. Dawson, you've got it all dirty.
Yes, it is a bit mussed. I dropped it once or twice, I fear.
Well, I think that was clumsy of you.
Oh, nothing. A little soap and water won't put to rights, I dare say.
Well, maybe. Well, we'd better hurry along. I'd hate to have to spend any more time in this dreadful place.
Oh, so should I.
Yes. There's the whistle. Now, that's the last warning, no doubt. But come on, everybody.
That's coming. Oh, Dawson, don't stand there mooning. We'll miss the boat.
Yes. Yes, in just a moment.
Say, is there someone standing there in the shadow of the alley?
I'm not sure. I thought for a moment...
That's funny, I could have sworn I saw you wave goodbye to someone.
Perhaps I did. Goodbye to Mozambique, to adventure and romance.
Oh, that's good. That's very good. Adventure, romance, in this pest hole?
Twitchell, what would you say if I told you I had just killed a man, fled over the rooftops of the city, made love to a beautiful woman, fought the police, escaped through the leper's gate...
Oh, great heavens, Dawson. I'd say you had the wildest imagination I'd ever heard of. Nothing like that ever happens to a second-class passenger.
No, I suppose you're right. Nothing like that ever happens to a second-class passenger. Except in dreams. Come on, Twitchell. We'll miss the boat.
Escape, produced and directed by William N. Robeson, has tonight brought you The Second Class Passenger by Percival Gibbon, adapted for radio by Mr. Robeson, with Harry Bartell as Dawson, Jeanette Nolan as the woman, and Kathy Lewis as Miss Patterson. Original music conceived and conducted by Cy Fuhrer. Next week...
You were isolated on a remote plantation in the crawling Amazon jungle, and an immense army of ravenous ants is closing in on you, swarming in to eat you alive. A deadly black army from which there is no escape.
Next week, we escape with Carl Stevenson's terrifying story, Leiningen versus the Ants. Good night, then, until this same time next week, when again we offer you Escape. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.